Morning and very welcome you all today all in today's very special webinar of Project Inclusion. This program is organizing by Sri Aurobindo Society in collaboration with East Khasi Hills, Meghalaya. In today's webinar, we have as chief guest Srimati M. Lingua, District Project Coordinator, RMSA, and DSEO, East Khasi Hills, Meghalaya. And as a special guest, we have Srimati Cordelia B. Ranja, District Inclusive Education Coordinator, East Khasi Hills, Meghalaya. And also we have Dr. Simi Mahajan ma'am, Head of Project Inclusion Program, Rupantar, Sri Aurobindo Society, New Delhi. We are most welcome to all our dignitaries, all our guests. Today's webinar is based on creating inclusive education within our school and our society. A single teacher will be able to cater how to handle NDD and CWN student within their school. As the myth that NDD student is a different kind of student and he has a no ability to learn, but we are going to break the myth. We will be discuss how to cater this student, how to take them together, all the students within our classroom, how to make an inclusive atmosphere within our school, within our society. So now I request now I request Srimati Cordelia B. Ranja ma'am, District Inclusive Education Coordinator, East Khasel, Meghalaya, to share their kind words, kind thoughts. Welcome, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you, Sir Vijay. A very good morning to everyone who's here today. I am Mrs. C.B. Ranger. Most of you must have known me. I'm working as a district IE coordinator under East Coastal District. I'm in charge of the IE intervention for all the 12 blocks on the East Coastal District. So I'm here today on behalf of Madam Srimati M. Lingua, District Project Coordinator come DSEO East Coastal. Thank you, ma'am, for this opportunity given to me to be here today. I would like to thank Madam from Sri Aurobindo Society, also Dr. Simi Mahajan, who's the head of Project Inclusion, and all the officials from Sri Aurobindo Society. Actually, I would like to highlight a bit about what is SSA all about, sir. Okay, SSA in ensuring the equal opportunity for civilians in. So the main aim and objective of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is UEE. UEE is universalization of elementary education for all children up to the age group of 14 years. That including inclusive education to children with special need, thereby implementing the Person with Disability Act 1995, so as that all children enjoy the right to education. So towards achieving these aims and objective, the office of DMC of our office of DMC SSA Khasiel district, along with the State Resource Center from Civil Hospital Shillong, from the District Rehabilitation Council DRC, the local NGOs, we jointly organize various programs at different block level under East Khasiel district. So it is the trust of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan to ensure that that no children with special needs are left out, thereby adopting the zero rejection policy, meaning that all children will be imparted free and compulsory education. So the goal of SSA is to pave way and means so as to enable the children with special need to attend the school, to attend the school in a general school, not in a special school, but in general school along with the other normal children, in spite of the disability should not be a barrier to them. That we should always keep that in mind. So in the other words, SSA is a response to the demand for quality basic education and UAE. It is a distant dream. As for UAE, that is for the universalized elementary education, it is a distant dream, sir, until and unless children with special need are also considered. So thus, education of CBSN is an integral part of SSA. So I would also like to highlight a bit about what SSA, the Office of the DMC SSA's Castle District, we are doing so far for the students with special need. So the intervention undertaken in East Coastal districts toward inclusive education for CWSN, we include this community awareness program. Okay, community one is the community awareness program, and then the planning and management. We do conduct assessment camp for early detection and identification of students with disabilities, and then we do also provide provisions of aids and appliances. We do have this resource support, strengthening of special school, encouraging removal of architectural barrier, which is very very important. Okay, because inclusion, we cannot see inclusion if architectural barrier is not there. Okay, and removal of this monitoring and evaluation. So beside all these things, what SSAs we have been doing so far, okay, we are doing all these regarding this monitoring for these children with disability. So far, on the East Coastal district, as for now, we are having the total number of children, disabled children, as per this report that we're getting from the DICE current year. We are having around 1,400 and 1,449 children with special needs at the East Coastal district, sir. So out of which we have 203 children who are in class KG and nursery, and children from class 1 to class 8, we are having around 900 and sorry, not 900, 1,087 students. So when we combine all this, we have around 1,449 children with special needs on the East Coastal district. So that's what's I thank you once again, like for the student Aurobindo Society, who has given us this opportunity, especially to cover up all these children, especially to sensitize these teachers, okay, to sensitize these head of school teachers to work hand in hand for these children with this disability. It will be very very difficult for us. But with this online training program conducted by you, sir, by the Student Aurobindo Society, it is very very helpful for us. So I would be trying to work hard hand in hand with you also along the State Project Office, Kongmelang and Karbangar, to work hand in hand together so that it can make inclusion successful. So I would also like to end up my speech here, like by telling you a small story about. I'm sorry that I have taken your time, but I'd just like to end up this my speech regarding this thing that I'm like to tell you a story. It's about one of the world's greatest scientists. Okay. This is a story about one of the world's greatest scientists, Thomas Alva Edison. So Thomas Alva Edison, he was born on February 11th, 1847, in a middle-class family. Edison had an unusual large head and skull, other developmental disabilities such as hearing loss and speech difficulty. In fact, Edison, he did not start speaking until the age of 4. He was even suspended from school for a poor academic performance after his teachers, especially teachers, okay, they lost hope to train him. So, but then as time goes by, he developed a new interest for science and literature. So at the age of 15, he was offered the position of a telegraph operator that allowed him to improve his working efficiency. So his great invention about Thomas Edison, the incandescent electric bulb, stands unparalleled in the part of human civilization. So I like to quote the Edison's recollection about his mother, who said, "What's the making of me? She was always so true of me, and always make me feel I have someone to live for and must not disappoint." So the above paragraph, that we can understand that, like, see, like Thomas Edison's mother also, he didn't even underestimate her son, being a disabled child with a very usually large head and skull and other developmental disability, but still he believed in a child that he can be someone in life, he can do something. So the same things I want to just sensitize to you all, okay, to all of us, okay, that the importance of the disabled individual to the society, not to underestimate the contribution of many other who have left the unique mark behind other to understand. So it is equally important to provide support and rehabilitation services to such individuals to help them realize their potential. So these are the few words that I would like to end up here, and we can, start on the presentation session.
Thank you,
Thank you very
thank you, ma'am. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. And definitely, if we look about many of scientists, many of very important person, they did very well job, while they have different abilities, while they have different type of conditions. So it is truth that nothing is impossible to us, nothing is difficult to us if we decide to take an initiative. So
Yeah.
we are going to do that.
Yes.
In today's session, we have Mr. Sharanshi, who is a senior trainer on special education and will guide to us about how to identify the NDT student within our classroom, how to cater them, and how to make an inclusive education. So now we request Mr. Sharanshi to take over the session and discuss more about Project Inclusive. Welcome, Sharanshi. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Vijay sir. And I really want to welcome all the education officers, especially the chief guest, Cordula ma'am, along with other teachers in this webinar. Today, I would like to talk about project inclusion. Moreover, we will be discussing it in depth, and as rightly said by Vijay sir, we will be discussing about the different phases which we will be covering in project inclusion. A very beautiful story was shared by Cordula ma'am. It was regarding addition, and it was a very great and inspiring story. And it's a practical story which ma'am has told us. Especially teachers and education officers, if we talk about project inclusion, this project is based on the learning difficulties. I hope you have seen some of the students in your classrooms or in your school premises who really want to learn but they are not able to read or write. Those students who are not doing well in their academic. Maybe they are suffering from some kind of disability or they are going through some kind of mental trouble. Spay teachers, these are the things which we will be discussing upon in today's webinar. We will be further
Saran
discussing project inclusion, how project inclusion will be helping you out in understanding the needs of a child in a micro level.
sir,
Yes, yes, Sinha sir,
I'm really sorry for the interruption.
not an issue.
Dear teachers, I would like to request you to please join the YouTube link, okay, to get connected into the session. Can you connect in the YouTube link? Also, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. Thank you. So, respected teachers and education officers, today we will be understanding how we can work with the CWS and children on the ground level by understanding their needs in a more better way. So, I really want to bring up some figures in front of you all, figures which are quite important to understand as a teacher if we really want to work with CWSN on ground level. So, respected teachers, if you have a glance over your screen, you would be able to visualize some of the figures. A report was shared by UNESCO and Tata Institute of Social Sciences. This report was shared in the year 2019, and the name of the report was the State of the Education Report for India. According to UNESCO, India is a home to 8 million CWSN. If I convert this 8 million into SI units, then it is approximately 80 lakh CWSN we are catering in our country. Respected teachers, you might be unknown to the fact that 45% of 80 lakh CWSN are illiterate. Moreover, they didn't get a chance to get education. If I talk about the census of India and specifically talking about census 2011, the total number of special schools in India are 2,500. I'm not talking about any block. I'm not talking about any district. I'm not talking about a particular state. I'm talking about pan India. The quantity of special schools in pan India is 2,500. The quantity is really very less. If we talk about special educators who are certified by RCI, their number is 1,20,000. And other side, if we talk about CWSN, they are 80 lakh in number. So here, I really want to ask a simple question to the respected education officers and the teachers. Can we cater 80 lakh CWSN in just 2,500 schools? If we really talk about this fact in a very practical way. If you really think we can, please write Y in the chat box. If you say practically it is not possible, you can write N in the chat box. Moreover, you can unmute yourself and you can respond to the question. Respect teachers and education officer. Do you really think can 80 lakh CWSN be catered in 2,500 schools? Just a 2,500 school number. If you really think about this fact practically, then it is quite impossible. It is impossible because the gap is huge. But in today's webinar, we won't be talking about the problems. Moreover, we will be emphasizing and focusing on the probable solutions. Those solutions which are helping us to bridge up this particular gap. And moreover, giving more opportunities to CWSN to get educated. Respected teachers, I would like to discuss about one of the important act which is considered as one of the probable solution with the help of which we will be bridging up the gap which we have already talked about, which we have already discussed. The name of the act is RPWD Act 2016. The full form of RPWD is Right of People with Disability. RPWD Act is a system of education which say now a CWSN will be studying along with a regular child in an inclusive school under a same roof. Just we need to do some adaptation and modification to make a CWSN comfortable while he will be studying with a regular child. If we talk about RPWD, definitely RPWD Act 2016 will be supporting you up in controlling the dropout ratio of your school, and then after minimizing it to the minimum level. Respect teachers, if I talk about RPWD Act, it encourages CWSN to get higher education. So it is one of the probable solution which has to be taken into consideration if we really want to work on CWSN or we really want to bridge up that gap which we have already discussed. Let's see what is there in NEP 2020 for CWSN. So I will be highlighting some of the key important points of NEP 2020 which will be really helping in knowing the benefits which will be fetching up by CWSN in NEP 2020. NEP 2020 simply says now it's the time to aware the teachers. When the teacher will be getting aware, they will be understanding the needs of a child in a better way, more better way. Effectively, they will be getting to know about the needs of the child. NEP says now we have to evaluate CWSN as per their capability, ability, and capacity. Respect teachers, now we need to make our curriculum flexible as per the need of the CWSN. So we can give him or impart him that much learning. So by taking the capability of the CWSN child in consideration. Respect teachers, now we will be encouraging CWSN child to use more assistive devices, for example, calculators and tablets, so they can get education in a more simpler way, and education can be made simplified to these CWSN children. Respect teachers, I have shared a picture with you which is quite visible in your respected mobile screens. If you see this picture, you will be observing a person who is the teacher and some animals. They are not animals, but they are students who have been depicted in the form of animals in front of you all. So this teacher who is there in the picture is taking an exam of these particular students. The exam is the student who will be climbing up the corner tree will be getting passed, will be getting through in the exam, or the student won't be able to climb up the corner tree will be declared as fail. So, respect teachers, on the basis of your observation skills, would you like to help me by answering कि who you think will be passing up this examination? Could you please help me with your answers? You can use the chat box, even you can unmute yourself. Respect teachers and education officers. Okay, if we talk about very first student you have been depicted in the form of a bird, he will be getting through the exam. A bird can fly easily and he will be climbing up the or flying over the tree. If I talk about monkey, monkey will be getting through the exam. Penguin, penguin won't be able to climb, but penguin has the ability to run at a faster speed. Elephant, elephant won't be able to climb, but he has the ability to destroy this tree completely. If I talk about dog, dog will definitely go for it. He will be trying hard, but ultimately it will be failing at the end. So here I want to ask you a question. The students who got failed in today's exam, do you think they won't be able to achieve anything in their life, or else their life will be, you know, it, it will get stopped from this particular moment after getting failed in the exam? If you really think that they won't be able to achieve anything in their life, please write why in the chat box, else you can answer with N also. N stand for no. What do you think, the state teachers and education officers? Okay. The state teachers, each and every child who is sitting in our class is unique. He has his or her unique qualities. As a teacher, we have to work on them. We need to identify those qualities. We need to identify abilities, and we need to encourage the student so that they can work with the help of their abilities to get the success in their upcoming life. So now we have to really work with the children by understanding their needs, by understanding their abilities, their capabilities and capacities. Respect teachers, if I talk about integrated approach, in integrated approach, the school opened the admission for CWSN children. CWSN children were getting admission in an inclusive school because all the inclusive school adapted a policy which ma'am have already emphasized upon. The policy was zero rejection policy. Under zero rejection policy, school can't say no to any of the students. But there were some loopholes, some gaps in the system and in the school. I really want to highlight some of the loopholes in front of you all. The first loophole was the teachers were not aware. They were not knowing how they have to train a CWSN with the regular children in a inclusive school. Second, the curriculum was not flexible. It was very rigid. Third, the quantity of special educators were very less and minimum in all the inclusive schools. Though teachers started working with their best with CWSN, but their experiences with these CWSN students were like that. They were thinking that they are quite different from the other students of the class. CWSN are not coping up with the class. They are not understanding whatever they are teaching to them. Moreover, due to lack of experiences and lack of trainings, they made a mindset that these CWSN students should be sent to the special schools only. They started seeing this CWSN as a problem. They started considering them as a problematic case. The spare teachers, if I talk about integrated approach, there were changes, but changes were not enough. More changes have to be done, or teachers need to put more efforts with CWSN children. In order to get more changes, inclusive education was introduced. Inclusion was introduced. Inclusion. When inclusion came into the action, there were many changes in this particular approach. First, uh, there was a flexibility given to the curriculum. Now, Different pedagogies were marked, which are quite helpful in teaching CWS. Third, teachers were aware, teachers made to participate in the workshop which were regarding inclusion. I hope you have also gone through the workshop which are being organized by the government of Meghalaya or your respective state government. Respected teachers, if we talk about inclusion, inclusion is working in the same direction. If I talk about project inclusion course is also designed in a very specific and particular way to aware these children, to aware the teachers and to make them sensitized. It is seen when the teachers are aware and sensitized, they work in a better way with CWS and children. Respected teachers, whenever teachers are connected in a session, their views for CWS and children are like as follows. Using child-centric approach make child understand the better concept or concept better. Sorry. They have their own talent. With the help of professional, child can perform better or flexible curriculum catering the needs of the child. Now the changes are being done. Now teachers are working more harder with the CWSN children. The important part is that they are considering CWSN and regular children as a part of a class only. Previously they were seeing them as a problematic case, and now the ratio of special educators are being increased in all the inclusive schools. Respected teachers, if I talk about inclusion, the inclusion can be possible with the help of your support only. Because if you talk about some change, the change starts from bottom to top. The change first comes from the family, second it goes to the school level, and third it goes to the community level. But if you talk about our country, the parent community of our country is not aware with inclusion. You do agree with me, parents even don't know whether their own child is suffering from some kind of child difficulty or disability. Here our role becomes more important, because at the end of the day it's us who are awareing the parents. Respected teachers, we are participating in different trainings on daily basis. We are understanding the policies which are getting into consideration on daily basis. We are working hard with the children at ground level. We are also performing the work which has been assigned by the administration. So it is remarkable. Respected teachers, I really want to salute you all from the bottom of my heart. Now I really request you to make your to make your support in bringing the inclusion to make India a developed country. Because if we really want to make India developed, we need to work on two things. The first is natural resource and the second is human resource. We can't do enough with the natural resource, but as a teacher we can really improve the human resource by imparting education to the every child of our country. Moreover, when a child is born in our country, he fetches six constitutional rights. Among one, it says right to get education. So it's a right of a child despite of any disability, despite of any sex, color, religion, caste, that he should get education at any cost. So to achieve inclusion, we need your support, especially teachers and education officers. Here, I really want to ask a question to you all. Respected teachers, do you really think when a CWSN child will be going to an inclusive school and will start studying with a regular child, will he be benefited? If you say he will be benefited, then please write why in the chat box, else you can write N in the chat box. Respected teachers, what are your views about it? What do you say? Definitely, a CWSN will be getting benefits out of it. I would really want to highlight some of the benefits in front of you all. A CWSN will learn new skills through intimation. First, a CWSN will be getting ample of opportunities to get education by getting himself or herself enrolled in a nearby school. Third, when a CWSN will be going to an inclusive school, he will be getting a feeling that he is also a part of this particular society. And this feeling will really help him up in boosting up his confidence. So, respected teachers, this was all about CWSN, but I really want to ask you another question. Do you really think a regular child will get benefit while studying with the CWSN in an inclusive school? What are your views about it, respected teachers and education officers? Definitely, a regular child will also get benefits out of it. First, they may serve as peer tutor during instructional activities. Second, they will get a chance to make a special buddy, whom with whom they will be sharing their lunch in the respective lunch break. They will be spending their quality time in the school playgrounds or in school buses. Respected teachers, they can develop positive attitude towards those different from them. So these are the benefits which will be getting by a regular child while studying with the CWSN in an inclusive school. Respected teachers, I want to share some of the stories from India. The first story is of Aditi Verma. Aditi Verma, 25 years. She has Down syndrome. She's from Mumbai. She is currently living in Mumbai and she is an entrepreneur. That means she is managing her own restaurant. If we talk about Pranav Bakshi, 19-year-old, he is India's first model with autism. If I talk about Ansh Batra, 14 years old, autism. He's a painter and he is known for his paintings at national and international platforms. Respected teachers, if we talk about Project Inclusion, then Project Inclusion was started by our organization, by our esteemed organization, that is Sri Aurobindo Society, in the year 2016. And the place from which we have started the project was Ghaziabad. Respected teachers, from 2016 to 2020, we have covered 14 state and UTs, and we have oriented 20,000 plus teachers. When our oriented 20,000 plus teachers started working at the ground level with students, they shared a data of 18,000 students with us. The data which was shared by these teachers of those students who were suspected NDD cases. Our organization started working on this data with Government of India, and by doing the psychometric assessment of in all the individual, we came to the conclusion that out of 18,000 plus students, 6,600 were the confirmed NDD cases. Respected teachers, we started working in India right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Bengal to Gujarat. We covered almost all the corners of India, and we started doing the initial assessment. If I talk about pre-assessment or initial assessment, the result was uniform throughout the country. We came to know that only 1% of the teacher were aware about inclusion. We started sensitizing these teachers, and the result was very positive after we took the post assessment of the trained teachers. We were succeed in converting 1% to 48%. Respect teachers, I really want to say this with a very proud words that around 76% of the teachers identified students correctly as confirmed cases of NDT. Respected teachers, till March 2020, we were working with the teachers at ground level physically by organizing 4 days tangible classes. But as you know, after March 2020, there were a lockdown throughout the world because of Corona. We were not able to approach teachers physically, but we saw an opportunity. An opportunity was to convert our course at a digital platform. So, respected teachers, presently our course is well developed in our digital platforms. I really want to highlight some of the key points of our course. Our course is free of cost. That means you don't have to give any single penny to do our course. You can do our course by accessing our application, that is Project Inclusion application. The link has been shared with you all in the chat box. By clicking the link, you can get the application downloaded in your respected mobiles. Respected teachers, if you give just half an hour per day, you will be completing the course in 10 to 15 odd days. I really want to share some of the experiences of the teachers with you all. When they started doing the course, they felt it so uh, they were so much interested with the course that they completed the module, all the module in just 5 to 7 days. Respected teachers, our course has been developed in digital platform. I really want to differentiate between the digital and the online platform. I really want to differentiate on the basis of with the help of an example. So you all were requested to join today's webinar at 11. Respected teachers, the platform which is time oriented or time specific is known as online platform, but the platform which is not time specific or time oriented is known as digital platform. For example, nowadays we all use YouTube. We use YouTube as per our comfortability. You can go into it or you can exit as per your comfortability. If you love to read before going to sleep, you can go through our course. If you love to study or read while traveling, you can access our course. Respected teachers, you can access the course as per your comfortability. We have segregated our course into three phases. If I talk about the very first phase, it's sensitization. In this particular phase, we are helping teachers with the course. We are making them understand about the course. We are awareing teacher about inclusion, and we are also helping them regarding the techniques which need to be adapted while teaching the CWS. If we talk about second phase, in second phase, we will be helping them to screen the child. For screening a child, you don't have to maintain any of the document. You just have to download our application with the help of the link which has been already shared with you all. And you need to answer some of the questions in the form of yes and no in order to screen the child. Respected teachers, if I talk about phase 3, in phase 3, we will be supporting you up and teachers will be working on CWSN at ground level. In this particular phase, IEP will be implemented and UDL approach would be taught to the teachers so that they would be able to deliver or teach any of the concept to the CWSN. Respected teachers, if I talk about my course, the name of my course is Project Inclusion Learning Management System. Our course has been segregated into 17 modules. Each module consists of animated video. Animated video is a crisp and short video of 3 to 4 minute duration. Respected teachers, while going through the course, you will be coming to know about different child disabilities like ADHD, dyslexia, underachiever, slow learner, and etc. If I talk about the present scenario, so our course is majorly available into two major language, that is Hindi and English. But sooner we are going to launch our course into different region language, which consist of Tamil, Punjabi, Gujarati, Marathi, Bengali, and other region languages. Respected teachers, uh, Cordelia ma'am, you want to say something? Yes, ma'am. Over to you, please, ma'am. Ma'am, you are mute. I request you to unmute yourself.
Sir, regarding this course, said that these are for the teachers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
They can join this course. So I just want to know, like, in this course, all types of disabilities are included in this course. For all types of children with disability are included in this course, sir, or only for children with ADHD, with intellectual disability?
Ma'am, particular this course talks about child disabilities
About child disability, sir?
and NDD, ma'am.
Hello. Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. So you will be going through the reading material by going through the course, which you can skip. That is completely optional. And while going through the course, you can get recognized with the certificate. So it is important to know the criteria of getting a certificate. Respect teachers, as I have already told you earlier, that our course has been segregated into 17 modules. If you complete a individual module with more than 60%, then you will be getting and recognized, you will be recognized with e-certificate. That is, that will be automatically generated after you will be generating the 60% score. You can easily download it into from the application itself. You can get it framed, and even you can share it with your community. If we talk about final assessment, if you score less than 75%, then also you will be recognized with e-certificate. But if your score is 75% above, then you will be recognized with this special certificate that is called Achiever Certificate. Recently, our organization organized an event in Pondicherry, currently known as Puducherry. So we invited all the teachers who scored above 75% in the final assessment in that particular event, and they were recognized by the respected Governor Sahiba of Pondicherry with Achiever Certificate. So these events we are doing frequently, in which we acknowledge teachers by high dignitaries and authorities. Respect teachers, if you feel any trouble with the application, if you have any problem by using or accessing the application, or even you have some kind of doubts regarding some of the topics given in the module, you can jot it down and you can connect us twice a week in our online doubt clearing session. Our online doubt clearing sessions are getting organized twice in a week. One is on Wednesday and second day is on Friday. The link of these particular session will be shared with you via WhatsApp. You can connect us through the given link, and you can keep your doubts in front of our special educators and psychologists, and they will be helping you out in clearing your doubt. Maybe the doubts would be on the content, else they would be based on the application usage. So you don't need to worry at all, respect teachers, for anything. We are there to support and help you out with your doubts. Respect teachers, once you install our application, you can register with the help of Facebook, or even you can register with the help of your Gmail. You are logging in as a teacher, so you need to select the teachers option. You need to select the language in which you want to access the course. I have shared a sample of reading material. So this reading material sample can be visualized in your respected mobile screen. It is optional to read. You can skip and you can move to the questionnaires. Respected teachers, I'm sharing a animated video. So these type of animated video you will be getting, you will be seeing while going through the course. And I'm sharing a sample with you in your mobile phone in a while. Give me a moment, respect teachers.
Inclusive education. Introduction, understanding the past. Each victory gained over oneself means new strength to gain more victories, says the great Guru Sri Aurobindo. With this quote, he preaches us all to overcome our weaknesses and push ourselves over the limits of personal boundaries. We, as educators, should always try to guide our students in a way such that they will see no hindrance limiting their sphere of opportunity. With this thought in mind, let's begin with the session to understand the concept of inclusive education for the children with disabilities. In this series of videos, we will understand the meaning of inclusive education, how it benefits a child with or without disability, the family, the community, and all the professionals dealing with the child, and the competencies that an inclusive school teacher should develop. Okay, let's begin by getting introduced to the concept of inclusive education. Historically, people with disabilities were often placed in hospitals, asylums, or other institutions that provided little education. That is, they were excluded from the society. But at the dawn of the 18th century, this scene changed with the introduction of special education. The special education services was provided in segregated settings, also known as special schools. And do you know what special schools are? Well, there was a common misconception that these children needed a separate functional or adapted curriculum. Moreover, special schools admitted only the kids with a specific disability and not the ones with other disabilities. Slowly, this segregated setting saw a change with the introduction of integrated education. And what does integrated education mean? Integrated education shifted the placement of the children with special needs from segregated special schools to regular schools. However, this change was limited as the education for the children with special needs was only shifted to integrated schools without any curricular adaptation or modification as required for the children with special needs. These limitations, segregations, and integration led to discussions amongst the specialists across the globe, leading to the emergence of a new concept called inclusive education. So, what's meant by inclusive education? This concept involves including the children with disabilities into regular schools by setting up teaching experiences adapted to all children, thus expanding the probability of equal participation to enjoy social interaction, equal opportunities without discrimination, equal rights to get full acceptance in the society. With changing times, the aim of inclusive education also modified, currently stating it to be a school for everyone with zero rejection policy. Now that we know a little about inclusive education, let's continue learning about it in detail in our next video.
Respect teachers, this was a animated video, and like this, it was a sample which has been shared by you all. These animated video, which will be having a duration of 3 to 4 minutes, would be shared with you, and you will be visualizing them while going through our course. Respect teachers, I have shared a QR code with you, which you are visualizing in your respected mobile phone screen. If you open the camera of your mobile phone and you put it over the QR code which has been shared by you all, with you all, you would be able to install our application automatically in your respective mobile phones. So by opening the camera and focusing on this particular QR code, you will be able to, respect teachers, you will be able to install our application, that is Project Inclusion app, in your respective mobile phones. After installing the application, how you would be able to use the application, so I will be sharing a video on that particular thing. Once you install our application, respect teachers, you just need to click over it. It will be getting open. After it will get open, you have to select the language. Here we have selected Hindi as a language. You are connecting as a teacher. You need to switch on or select the teacher. Here you need to give your mobile number, which will be knowing as your registered mobile number. You need to keep your password and you need to memorize it, because with the help of the same password you would be able to access the application next time. Here we need to click on the curriculum part. After clicking on the curriculum part, we will be launching the course by clicking on launch course option. After we click on the launch course option, it will be taking some minutes, some loading minutes, and the introductory page will be getting open. We need to select the introductory page. After selecting the introductory page, respective teacher, we need our 17 module. The list of 17 modules will be getting showcased in the mobile screen. The first module will be unlocked, and the rest of the modules will be locked. You can unlock them after completing the first module. So we select the first module, and you can select the subtopics which are based on the first module. After selecting the subtopics, we need to go through the animated video. Respect teachers, there is no option to skip the video, as it is mandatory to see the video. We even can't fast forward the video. So we need to see the whole video. After watching the video, the reading material will be getting displayed in the mobile screen, which can be skipped at as it is optional to watch. After skipping that the reading material, you need to give some questions which are there in the form of MCQs, or which are being set it in framed in the form of MCQ pattern. So this is the way you would be using our application. So respected teachers, this was all about today's session, which was based on project inclusion. Here I would like to invite Cordelia ma'am for your kind words. Ma'am, if you're listening me, please switch on the camera and unmute yourself, as we are waiting for your kind words. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again. Yes, definitely. I would, first of all, to end up this session, I would like to thank the Almighty who has given us this opportunity to attend this training program. And secondly, I would also like to offer my sincere salutation to all the dignitaries from the SPO office, and then and also Dr. Simi Mahajan, who is the head of the project inclusion, and all the official whose names, the official from Shri Aurobindo Society, whose name I'm sorry, I haven't come across again. So thank you, sir, for everything. So I would also like to give thanks especially to all the respected BRPs, CRPs, teachers, heads of school, who have taken part and joined this online training program on project inclusion to make inclusion successful. Just without your support, okay, or the teachers or the head of school, without all these BRP, CRP, and especially those person on IE, I don't think so we can make it to ensure equal opportunity for CWSN. So thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. I would end our session here.
Thank you so much for your kind words, ma'am. I really want to request all the respected education officers and teachers, if you have some doubts over the webinar, you can share your doubts with us, and I will definitely try hard to resolve them and give clarity on the same. Respected
Yes.
teachers, over to you. So as there is no response from the teacher side, I hope everything has been clear to the teachers and respected educational officers who have joined us in today's webinar. Respected teachers, I thank you all for your participation. I complete this webinar, and you can leave if you really want to leave the webinar by clicking on the red button, which is there at the left hand side of your mobile screen. Thank you, sweet teachers. Have a nice day ahead. Thank you, mom. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, teachers.